Start the meeting with Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Start with the approval of the minutes. I believe we have June 22. We don't have minutes yet either. No. Okay. So she got it to you. Good. Okay. And we're going to move on to what was approved by the committee at 2. So 610 Sag Main Street. The installation of driveway gates was approved, and 182 Town Line Road. That was approved. Moving on to old business, 124 Seascape Lane. We'll move on to 60 Daniels Lane, Cropping Farm. Is anyone here from Cropping Farm?
Mark Thacker is. Mark, can you turn on your video and microphone?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, Mark.
Can you get? Yep. Hi, how are you?
Great, we can hear you.
We're starting with this? Okay.
That's what I have. Would you like me to do?
No, that's good. I'm happy to do that. Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
All right. I want to thank you guys for the opportunity to present. Thank the board for that. As we discussed at the first meeting, Topping Farm is an important link to Sagaponic's agricultural heritage. Although its primary use is equestrian, it remains an active working farm with horses, barns, paddocks, fields, and open landscapes requiring daily, year-round care and stewardship. The permanent farm workers who live and work here are essential to that operation. Their daily responsibilities, from caring for the horses to maintaining the paddocks, fields, fencing, and other agricultural areas, are what allow the property to continue functioning, as well as maintained working farm and preserve its pastoral character. The proposed improvements are intended simply to provide appropriate accommodations for these year-round members of the farm. Our goal is a modest and carefully considered improvement that supports the continued agricultural use of Topping Farm while respecting its scale, character, and historical context. We appreciate the board's continued consideration and look forward to addressing the proposal with you today. So this first slide, the red fills indicate they denote the previously proposed column and additional column requested by the board. The cantilever creates a balance through openness and lightness. The gable already has significant visual weight, and adding the outer column would create greater asymmetry because it's not a true mirror of the bench column. It would also not align with the existing column near the bench, as said. The additional column would emphasize one edge without creating a clear rhythm. And the cantilever helps offset the gable's mass and maintains a cleaner composition. Next slide. The orange fill indicates the open voids for viewing. It is our position that balance does not require symmetry. It can come from proportions, massing, materials, and relationships between elements. The cantilever corners are intentional and integral to the design. The open corners create voids that frame views and enhance the experience of the inhabitants, the very people who are stewards of this farm. Adding columns solely for symmetry would alter the design intent without improving balance, and symmetry would not be achieved. Next slide. So each porch here includes a bench oriented towards the fields. The cantilever creates a shaded open void. The open corner provides clear views towards the fields. The design intentionally combines shade, seating, and views. Next slide. Corner columns would reduce the intended open views from the porches. Properties with views towards the porches are more than 500 feet away. The client supports the open design which best serves the occupants. Prioritizing the farm workers' views towards the field is appropriate, we feel, for this project. And the following slides will illustrate the visual impact or lack of the proposed columns from the street. So if we go to the next slide. So you'll see the distances to Gibson Lane here and to the closest neighbor. And for this western view, the red cone, it's hard to see, but it's there off of Gibson. That's going to be our next, that's the view in our next slide. You can go to the next slide, yeah. So that's the view from Gibson. So that illustrates what we showed in plan a second ago here. So next slide. So you see it's far enough from the road here. So the proposed sign, this is the proposed design is viewed from approximately 500 feet away. So the next slide, you can go to the next slide. To also illustrate this is the same view taken under the morning sun, which with the sun behind the facade in question, making the column placement pretty indistinguishable. Next slide. Here are the views with the column and the cantilevered corner taken from that west elevation. And this is about 100 feet from the house, just as a reference. Next slide. And these are the views from, I guess, well, this is the north elevation. This is about 75 feet with the columned corner and the cantilevered corner. The next slide. And this is the proposed south elevation that the board requested. This is not visible from Daniels Lane, but this is the south elevation with the cantilevered corner. And the next slide is with the column. In our view, the added column has little to no visual impact to the neighboring properties. And that's it.
Thank you, Mark. Being able to compare the drawings with and without was extremely helpful for all of you, so I appreciate that effort.
Great.
Does anyone have any thoughts?
I have a question. Mark, in your beginning, you said that the client has approved the overall design. Have you spoken to them directly about the column, and are they prefer not having the specific column, or is it they just approve the whole design?
They approved the design. We didn't get into detail about the column, but they rely on us to, for the design and to make that call for them.
So they're not aware of our thought to add a column?
I did send them that note, yes.
And what did they say?
They prefer not to have the column.
Thank you.
Anybody have any thoughts on with or without the column?
Not really, no, I'm fine without the column, I'm fine with the column. Either way, it works for me, so whatever.
I think ultimately it's the distance from the view.
Yeah.
I think the presentation did very well to communicate that the cantilever is superior to it, but again, it is for the long distance.
I think, in light of the fact that it is all about the view in a beautiful location such as this, I would, it's such a minor detail, I think, architecturally, to have the column added for the grounding, which I thought would help. I think it does help, but I think also it's not enough worth sacrificing a view for the people that are inhabiting. So I think we're all fine here on the board with no column. And again, I appreciate
Okay,
your
great.
getting through that motion for us.
No problem. Appreciate the opportunity to present it.
Yeah, okay, so I'll make a motion
Okay.
to.
Second.
All in favor?
Thanks, Mark.
Okay, thank you. All right.
You want to sign this?
Just making sure.
You.
But if you draft it. So, you accept. If you actually spoke to her. Like, you know, even if it's approved, like, it's the way the answer should be.
Yeah.
Just need to know for next time. whether-
Yeah, I think it was good. Okay. All right, we're moving on to 16 Jacobs Way. We were looking at paint colors and chimney and cedar colors.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nina Gonzalez. I'm here on behalf of Ms. Broberg. She can't be here today. We dropped off a couple of weeks ago an updated rendering inclusive of the exterior trim color as well as the chimney selection. I know it was reviewed in the group of two, and I just wanted to answer the questions that you may had in that regard.
Because it was brought back
Yeah.
from the committee too.
I have one question. I went to see the blue granite maquette. You guys originally were amenable between the blue granite veneer or the gray stucco. Is that still an either or type situation?
No, we have a property right down the road that the client toured that had this exact stone mock-up that they fell in love with and they had to.
I didn't have a sample of the frosted gray first. Oh, right.
So you're
Yes, I think.
picturing it with them.
And
Is it pretty simple?
Yeah,
You know?
it's not always accurate. Okay. Did y'all want to see that Johnson?
See, to me, that feels like a more putty color than like a bluestone granite color. Like, you're looking for a monochromatic feeling, which I feel like you are.
well, this is
That's Charleston gray.
Yeah, I brought a color sample because the colors doesn't always translate to.
Yeah, no, that's
Print
really
it.
helpful.
think that just a rendering off of it, if you look at H cedar, if you look at this, there's a okay, continuity of palette.
Are you capping it with this stone here at the top, or will it be?
That was a sample of the papers for the porch, which was just a thermal.
Anybody have any comments?
The chimney height is it gonna breach the apex of the?
Yeah.
No.
Abby, do you have the plans for the other sides of the house? Take a look at it.
This is just for the last one.
It does look very tall. It looks like it is taller than the apex of the house.
Have an exterior elevation. I don't believe so. It might just be the angle of the rendering, but I can certainly.
You get the site plan for the policy?
And you're not doing paint detail around the windows like you had in the other slides. It's just that area, nothing else on the house. Okay. To find that. Bless you.
It's taller.
So it is taller. I was wrong. Yes.
Does it need to be that tall?
They typically are in this context, but
Okay, does anybody have any issues with their plans for the stone paint color matching?
No, the stone and the paint and good work.
Elizabeth, I'm good with it. Okay, thank you. All right, I'll make a motion to approve. Second. All in favor? Aye.
thank you all. Have a great rest of your day.
This is.
Okay, good. Thank you. Is that ready?
That's on the.
Yeah. This is 53. That is. Thank you. Oh, look at the other one. Okay. Got it.
Yes.
That's the one, yeah.
Sign.
Yes, I passed it back this way. I think it's under by your mouse. Right here. Yeah.
Oh, so easier.
moving on to 53 Hedges Lane. An application for,
Adjourned.
that's adjourned. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to 836 Saginaw Street. Up where this is on the map. Yes.
They're visible from Bridge Lane. Largely. Wish I just watched it.
All right, thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you, members of the board, for allowing us to present today for this project. My name is Robert Treasure from Newman Design Architectural Office. Treasure, TREDGER. And on behalf of the owners, Mr. and Mrs. Mackey, to present this revitalization of this existing home. Our proposal is to provide new siding, roofing, and a few additional windows. And I could walk you through the project. And an additional front covering to enhance the architectural elements of the existing home. On this floor plan, it's represented for that front entrance, a roof over reverse gable at the front entrance. You'll see that in the next few slides. And then a few expanded second floor deck areas to enlarge the area, let's say, for outdoor use. Top slide represents the front elevation and the new siding. We have both horizontal and vertical siding presented throughout the residence, as well as some standing seam roof as an architectural feature on some of those architectural elements throughout the building in the front, over the garage, and in the rear areas over some of the master bedroom and other living spaces. That section on the bottom left represents the addition or additional roof area over an existing room that's already existing. These slides represent the existing house on the top, the way it is as of today. Painted siding on the exterior, and the owner wishes to enhance that with cedar, with red cedar roof shingles, and the Alaskan yellow cedar for the trim and the siding. And I have samples here if you'd like to see as well. On the right side where we have the metal standing seam roof, that will be a dark bronze standing seam roof color to blend in with the color palette that we have. This, as you can see on the bottom slide on the left, we removed the roof. We're proposing to remove some of the roof area that is as depicted on the top elevation to bring in a cable rail system to open up the views to the backyard. That would be on that room along the top, as you see there, and then a small area on the rear end of one of the bedrooms. So if anyone has any questions or comments, I'd be happy to answer.
What's the material on the roof on the bottom left there?
The bottom left, that is the standing seam metal roof, like a dark bronze color.
And you have samples of that?
I don't have samples, but it depicts the same color as the rendering for that particular product.
there another reason for that being metal versus like the others, other than aesthetics, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, we wanted to enhance the architectural of the residence, the existing residence, and bring it up to a nice format of what what we'd like to see in the building. As you look on the, I guess, the slide prior, it does balance off between the different roof elevations throughout the building. Those are enhanced rooms, and we wanted to keep a little more architectural element to it.
Is this an old one?
That looks like an old. Yes, yes.
No, this is the new one.
Each side of what? I'm sorry.
Each side of the home.
The calculations for the.
Yeah.
The existing glazing, we're replacing some of the windows. The only glazing that we're changing is the front windows, by the entrance, to the right of the entrance. If you go back one slide, it's that. If you see on the top slide, right next to the left of the garage, there are small, two little windows. They're about, looks like 8 inches high or 8 inches square. And we're adding a few taller windows in that section, just next to the left of the garage. Those are the only additional as opposed to, and also the front entrance window, if you see right above the center, where that reverse gable is pronounced.
In the rear, that's the
That's
rear.
the front.
Right, but there are changes in the rear.
But fenestration wise, there are no additional windows, if that's what you were asking, in the rear. Windows would just be
In the front to right above the entrance door, behind sort of gable there, is that a outdoor space?
directly next to the entry door.
Yeah, directly above the
On the
entrance
second
door,
floor.
on the second floor.
Oh, yes, it's not an outdoor space, it's an interior space, it's basically an expansion of an existing room, with a reverse gable. It already has a sloped roof in the room. So we're proposing to put a reverse to.
Oh, so this is a sort of a shed dormer going this way?
Look at the top photo, you can see on the, like towards the left, that's what it looks like currently, where it just sheds down. It's that type of roof.
Are there windows there? Yeah, it's like a wall.
There are no windows on that center section. Feel like I could walk up to the screen if that's.
Yes,
Nice. So this is the front entrance area, that's the front door. And this roof is the proposed, just a reverse gable over the top of this area.
Oh, no, right to the left of it.
This area?
No, in between. Above?
Oh, that's existing.
It's this little guy.
Yeah, that's existing.
What room is that?
Is that a dormer shed out or is it an indentation? It's hard to tell.
It's an indentation, but I don't know what room it is exactly in that area.
I haven't seen
Does it
it.
have windows?
It does not, that I recall.
Or egress?
I don't think it's maybe it's a storage room, but I know it is set back, just like it's depicted. There's another photo. It's steep recessed area.
It's not a window.
No, it's not a window. It's just a wall.
Yeah. So why, I wonder why it was built like that.
I also feel like we don't have all the plans. I don't see two other
Yeah.
sides of the house to look at. I think we'd be able to tell.
It should be.
I mean, for renderings and existing photos, we have south. And north.
We could go open the elevations if it's not on the renderings. I think we have 3 renderings of the building. There's another side. I could show you that on the elevators.
We have a west elevation. A7 is good. I see, yes.
A3 would be representing the side of the on the bottom.
Did you ask for glazing percentages?
Yeah, we don't, doesn't have any glazing percentage.
I think we need a little bit more information.
Okay.
We would love to see what the glazing percentage is of the existing house and then a new glazing percentage for the plans that you have. And then if it's possible, not too much to ask, the rendering of the east and west sides.
We have a west side
Oh,
in
there
there.
is a west element.
I mean, elevations we have.
The rendering
See
is.
the last page? That's the west.
Oh, I missed that. Sorry.
You'd like to see an east rendering.
Please, all the sides.
And the glazing differences.
Yes, I will have that calculated. And then, like I mentioned, there's 2 windows basically we're adding.
I feel like there's more, but it's just hard to see with the before and after photos. When I look at every before and after, I feel like there are differences. But regardless, just to know what that difference is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
In general, I mean, I think you've done a good job of updating this home. When was the house built?
I'm not sure exactly, but I know it's a number of years.
It's
80s, I believe.
for an 80s house with a makeover. I'd say it's
Yeah, I think in the land of teardowns, it's nice to see something out of late hands.
Right, right.
I have a question about the plantings around it, because where it's sit, when you go in the driveway, there are houses on the other side, and it's rimmed in, I guess, privet or something. So when you plan to build it, you'll just go right in the driveway and kind of remove any of the trees or anything, just.
There was no indication to me that they were going to remove any,
Yeah.
but we could definitely speak to that. I'll ask again if there was any removing
There's
trees.
3 or 4 houses in that area that I think it could disrupt them.
Oh, if they remove
If they,
trees.
if-
Oh,
yeah.
right, yeah, I don't,
Yeah.
there was a mention of that.
Yeah.
The only other comment I think I'd make is maybe consider not glass for the garage doors.
Yes, that was to bring up a little bit of more of a contemporary feel to the design elements.
And I think the garage we're facing the side with a lot of, screening maybe, but I think, we'll leave the lights on and it's tidy in there and it's a lot of extra glazing that maybe it's not the place where you want to use those numbers. That's just a request from myself personally. And then if you could come back to us with the color of the trim. Seems, I know renderings are.
The trim color would all be the same material, so this is white, you have Alaskan yellow cedar with the trim and,
So it's not painted.
no.
Okay.
So it'll blend in.
Anyone else have any comments?
And still a little confusion with the roof lines and the facade, but not from a historical preservation committee. It doesn't make a difference. No, I think it's commendable that we have a lot of people tearing things down.
Yeah. Right.
Understood.
But it's nice to see this and
Yeah, they love the house. They just wanted to upgrade it to bring it to a
Yeah.
nice architectural element.
And normally we do like continuity of roof structure, but here it does actually help, I think, break it up and.
Right.
You know,
Balances.
I agree.
So do you have a clear picture of what we need for next round?
Yes, I've taken some notes and I will provide some information and some feedback from ownership if we need to and our office. That'd be great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You saw me do that, to adjourn. Second, all in favor? Aye. Okay. Move on to the driveway gates at 511 Daniels Lane.
Good afternoon, my name is Shannon Bradley, and I'm the owner of Hampton's Permanent Expediting, which is located at 16 Windmill Lane in Southampton, New York. I'm here today representing STEM Partners LLC in connection with an application before the Sagaponic Architectural Review Board for approval of a proposed automatic driveway gate for 511 Daniels Lane, Sagaponic, New York. The proposed gate will be set approximately 40 feet from the roadway. It will be constructed of Western red cedar, S4S vertical grain material, and will be approximately 4 feet in height and 16 feet 3 inches in width. The gate will attach to 2 8-inch posts, one on each side, which will also be constructed of Western red cedar. As part of this application, I have provided the most updated survey showing the proposed location of the automated driveway gate, along with a color rendering of the gate and a drafted shop drawing illustrating the dimensions, columns, footings, control panel, and keypad. The gate has been designed by East End Automation, which is a company that has designed and installed numerous gates within the village of Sagaponic. East End Automation is familiar with the design standards, material expectations, and building code requirements applicable to automated driveway gates in the village. The proposed gate has been designed to be cohesive with the character of the neighborhood while maintaining a high level of quality and workmanship. The use of Western red cedar and the proposed scale of the gate are intended to complement the surrounding property and remain consistent with Sagaponic's architectural expectations. I appreciate the board's time and attention to this application, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Yeah, you guys did. Thank you for paying attention to the style guide to the gates. And if you could maybe just go back to the overview, yes. Can you point to us where the gate's going and tell us if there are other gates already existing on the property?
There aren't other gates already existing, and it should be 40 feet long.
Yes, there are.
There are gates?
Sure. At the main entrance, as you come back to the edge one where the residential part of the property starts.
But not, okay, the 40 feet in is where the proposed gate is, so.
And at the end of that flag, when you come back towards the house, there's another
Right
driveway gate there.
here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I misunderstood the question, I thought you meant off the roadway, I apologize. So off the roadway, this is the gate that they're proposing, the reason that it's 40 feet back, it says per code, any lot over 40,000 square feet has to have a driveway gate, accessory gate setback 40 instead of 20. So that's basically what we're proposing, Rainer Group placed on the survey. So that we meet that minimum.
Okay, and what is the need for the gate?
They stated privacy, they wanted the gate for security and privacy, it's really basically the only reasons that they stated.
We
So if
need,
there's
normally we
another-
need a solid reason, and it's hard to find a reason that the other gate doesn't already sort of fulfill the needs of.
I guess from the roadway with all the, I mean, it's just such an influx of vehicles and traffic and whatnot more than what any of us are used to in this area, especially, I mean, I grew up out here and it's just something that they really want to request from, request approval for. So it does serve a different purpose than the gate that's so far in. I do have to say, I mean, I don't know, but there are a lot of other, I don't like to compare and I don't like to give out addresses, but there are a lot of other gates on Daniel's path that are located in the exact location that this gate is being proposed. It is with very nice material. It's definitely.
And those gates, are they with open fields or are the gates that you're referring to kind of behind greenery?
At this time, what we're proposing is all open. If you would prefer screening, we could.
My
The
question-
precedents, the gate precedents.
Because
I know the
I
Renners
live
have.
near there and there, I don't see any gates, at least with the open fields.
Yeah, I really don't want to compare to other houses, but there are there's 5 that I could name if they wanted to.
Renner has a bunch of
But
gates.
that's got trees in front, so there, this property, just, I know there's.
Right, yeah, no, I appreciate any.
Because of the beautiful wildflowers and things like that, there's planted.
think the
So
state-
it's a different look in that specific location. Not saying it's bad or good, but I think we should be realistic that that area will change with those gates.
Right, I do think, I mean, my personal opinion is that the standards that you put forth already in your code to help preserve the beauty of the property, it's the opaqueness and openness that you guys command in your code, the height restriction, a lot of things that you already prepare for that people need definitely helps not block beautiful views. So that's the only thing I could speak to for that, but it's really, we're here to see what your thoughts are and see if you would, approve this. We take any comments, and if there's anything at all that we could do differently, we definitely would like to hear it.
I mean, I think in this area and in this case, there are probably a lot of, to use the term, looky-loos, right? People who want to see it closer, right? And I'm sure that's what they're trying
There's a
to
lot, yes.
not have happen. So I think, the 2-gate thing is not what we would really prefer. But I do understand the circumstances. Does anybody have any other thoughts?
I feel like if we're trying to avoid precedents of gates, then having a precedent of 2 gates means that, especially one at 40 feet, which serves as more of an amorphous buffer to specific pet, kids, that kind of thing. Could I argue that in my 8-foot driveway, I want a gate because it's wide enough for every car to do the turn? I go shower there, so it's probably not just,
But by code, it meets where it needs to be. I mean, the code is set up and this is not, it's just 20 feet is off of any lot less than 40,000 square feet and 40 feet.
Maybe you're correct. Maybe I'll make a suggestion then to move their existing gate.
Okay.
That way we wouldn't be setting a precedent that 2 gates are okay. How does anybody feel about that? Not that.
Also, it seems maybe 100 to 150 feet in. I'm not sure if we count that much, but there is already an existing sort of turnout area.
Okay.
So maybe looking to put
Farther.
I'm not sure that makes it much better seeing a gate off in the distance.
It does, actually,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Help you guys when it's farther away.
Yeah.
So then maybe moving it not to 40 feet, but moving it to where Tony said there's the turnaround.
So how far, you could give, like, how far away, can I go back up?
Yeah.
How far would you want it moved in?
Where's the
Um,
turnaround spot?
I didn't take a picture of it,
Okay.
but there's already an existing sort of towards the west side of the driveway.
Okay.
There's a little indentation, a little almost like
Somewhere over.
circular area where there's existing more asphalt. Looks like for someone to turn a truck around. And
Okay,
one of the big things is when someone approaches a gate, say an unrequited UPS guy comes, he's
Right,
backing out there, and that's right.
okay,
So to be able to have a way for him to go in and turn around and come back.
okay, so more width to be able to move.
Yeah,
maneuver.
yeah.
Understand that point completely, okay, so.
Anybody have thoughts? Other thoughts on the?
So you're saying push the gate further
Yeah.
back, but that other gate's still gonna be there.
No,
Or,
I don't think we want two gates. I don't think we should allow two gates. As a precedent, and I think, I understand the situation. They don't want people driving all the way down to look into their land where they're living.
That's basically,
And I completely understand that, and so I just think, not that we want a gate in the middle of nowhere, right? And it certainly probably makes more sense toward the street.
Or is it like influencers where there's wildflowers around, or there's just people getting lost? I mean, it's just like real.
Anybody like wanting to
yeah,
house
they
hop.
like to apparently drive in and get as close as they can, which is the gate. It's further in, and then they really do, they impede themselves onto other people's property, snoop, I just say it how it is, and then, turn around and leave the property. So these particular homeowners wanted to see if they could put a second gate closer to the road and, prevent that from happening. So I mean, I guess it's happening a lot, enough to be able to have me come here and request this from them.
Elizabeth, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I think having to push back a bit would be good. I think it's so open, you'll still clearly be able to see it.
Okay,
I can see the gate at their house kind of now back there, but I understand it's not that easy to see.
okay,
It would be tempting, I suppose, to leave it out and drive in. So I would agree with this gentleman here,
okay.
where they could turn around, because otherwise they have to back all the way up, which would be an issue.
Yeah, and there was a turning spot there.
Yeah, and they'd still be able to see it clearly.
Issues with losing the gate or?
do you
Design opinion is not the building department.
Okay.
I'm surprised they go down there, honestly.
I know.
I'm really surprised. I've never seen a car down that.
People, yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah.
I'm not challenging you, I'm just
So the
amazing.
And
Some of
nothing
these
more
driveways.
embarrassing than back noticing what's happening.
from my windows.
So the two things that I'm coming
Yeah.
back with would be to move the gate to a more open width area where the turnaround is.
Yeah.
And definitely to remove the second gate.
Yes.
Okay.
That people must have one gate, if not.
Okay, understand. Is everything else okay? Design,
Design is
material, we're good on everything?
Design's good.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, nice to be here. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
All in favor?
Oh, it's-
Aye.
They don't think about it.
Please stand up on the deck.
Exactly.
I was embarrassed. I might have been first.
yeah. They have to be close.
So we'll select our committee of two for September.
Tony.
I'm sorry.
Tony, we're gonna select committee of two for September.
Um,
Is anybody want to volunteer? Do you want to do some?
Maybe Elizabeth and I should already gathered,
Okay,
already
great. Yeah,
committed.
Elizabeth and Tony.
Nice. I don't think we have anything.
We don't have anything yet, but sometimes they come up in the middle and they're simple ones.
Yeah.
All right, and our next meeting date is September 28th at noon. Anybody need a public hearing of anything before we close? Okay, all right, make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
I